Welcome to hiddenamuraka, Babylon Revealed. This is part 6 of the great work, My Alchemical Romance. As above, so below. Now what happens above in the heavenly realm reflect on the below, the material world. The famous axiom of the Emerald Tablet goes, that which is below is that which is above, and that which is above is that which is below. And if we make the appropriate changes within, that will be reflected on the external, the micro to the macro. Man is a microcosm, or a little world, because he is an extract from all the stars and planets of the whole firmament, from the earth and the elements, the macrocosm, and so he is their quintessence, or the fifth element. Like David Bowie so beautifully put, we all are made of star stuff. By purifying and attuning our bodies to these planetary frequencies, we can learn about the organization of the entire solar system and our very own solar systems, because our own bodies are an exact replica of the cosmos. Now, the most simple type of energy to understand is polarity. It is the tension between two opposites. We are in the realm of duality, so there's male and female, positive and negative, yin and yang, day and night, sun and moon, hot and cold, good and evil. Everything has tension between two opposites. Everything is polarizing one way or another. Now, the alchemical principles of salt, sulfur, and mercury are very important. These are your three ganas, the holy trinity of energy, the three pure ones. Salt, sulfur, and mercury. The law of three states that for every action, every phenomenon in all worlds without exception is the result of a simultaneous action of three forces, the positive, the negative, and the neutralizing. The three pure ones. Now this is the Holy Trinity. The salt, the sulfur, the mercury. This is what makes up man, carbon, matter, your DNA. This is beautifully shown in the Hindu Trinity of Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu. Now the symbol, the merging of the male and the female polarity, is nothing more than the initiation into the secret mysteries of the great work, the Philosopher's Stone, the universal medicine of the transmutation of metals, the quadrature of the circle, and the secrets of perpetual motion. Nor are the dreams or foolishness. They are in terms which express all different uses of the same operation, the great work. The term, the great work, or the magnum opus, is the process of self-initiation into the secret mysteries and self-mastery, mastering thyself, taking control of our minds and bodies for the full and entire conquest of our facilities and our futures. Now this force was known to the ancients. It consists of universal agents, the supreme law of equilibrium, and through its direction, one immediately holds the great arcanum, the transcendentalist magic, the law of three forces, or the three pure ones. The number 3 is the power of all creation, which uses the law of three forces to create. Now, the law of 3 states that for every action, every phenomenon in all world, without exception, is the result of a simultaneous action of 3 forces, the positive, the negative, and the neutralizing. There's an affirming force, a denying force, and the neutralizing force. Salt is the protons, or the neutralizing. Sulfur is the protons, or the affirming force. Mercury is the neutrons, or the denying force. You combine these and you get matter, or carbon, which is the atom, or the atom. Now, sulfur symbolizes energy that is active. This type of energy is highly volatile and tends to be short-lived and burnt up. It is the Freudian superego. Now, salt, this symbolizes energy that tends towards stagnation, passivity, and heavy inertia. It is the protons, the alkaline salt. It is your ego. It is your mental. It is your body. Mercury is that divine fire. Mercury symbolizes lucidity, the clarity, poise. He is balanced between the hyperactivity of sulfur and the slow-moving heaviness of salt. It is the spirit. It is the liquor that is balanced the two together. Now, from sulfur, salt, and mercury comes matter or carbon, the atom, the DNA, or the atom. Spirit and matter is continuously being created through air, water, earth, and fire. It is continuous. Spirit is the soul, the ego, the higher self. Matter is the lower form, where we are, the material world. Now, like the Egyptian tree of life so beautifully shows, planets are states of mind. They're states of consciousness, and the mind has a higher and a lower aspect. Consequently, each planet has two aspects correspondingly. Now, Mercury, in its higher aspect, Hermes or Thoth, is the symbol of wisdom. In its lower aspect, that of the intellect. Jupiter, in its higher aspect, represents majesty. In its lower aspect, energy. Mars represents spiritual power, but also in its lower aspect, strength or passion. Now, Venus, also known as Lucifer, in its higher aspect, is divine love. It's identical with self-knowledge. In its lower aspect, Azoth, it is known as desire. Now, Saturn, or Chronos, Father Time, is the life of the whole universe. And in its other aspect, it represents matter. Saturn is the god of matter. Now, the white sun, Sol, or Apollo, Mithras, Jesus, the king, is the fountain of all life, the life giver. On the opposite end, the spiritual sun, the black feathered sun, or Sol Niger, Quetzalcoatl, Shiva, Saturn, is the symbol of the spiritual life and immortality, while the physical, material white sun is the source of vitality. Sol Niger, or the black sun, refers to the first of three stages of the alchemical magnum opus, or the great work. The negritoing, the blackening, is the first stage. Now, the moon, Luna, Diana, Artemis, in its higher aspect, represents spiritual substance, the glorified soul. Now, in its lower aspect, Lilith, it is the symbol of imagination and fancy. You can look at the moon like a magnet. Now, as we have discussed previously, there's a persistent belief in an alchemical hermetic tradition in the existence of two suns, a hidden one, a pure philosophical gold, consisting of the essential fire, conjoined with ether, the black sun, Sol Niger, and the physical one, a profane, material gold, the white sun. Now, the dark consuming fire of the material sun leads to be called the dark, or the black sun. Now, according to the book of the Holy Trinity, like we've been over, after Adam's fall, tainted by original sin, man is made from the black sun's fire. Now, alchemists believe that consciousness is a force of nature, and once purified and properly attuned, you can project this force. Think astral projection, and that power and your true will into the world all around you. And I'm keenly aware that some information was already presented, but I'm just trying to nail this home. The Holy Trinity of energy is very, very important. It is the basis of all alchemical symbols, and the Trinity has been used in all religions in one way or another, and used and distorted the true meaning. The affirming force, the denying force, and the neutralizing force. The three pure ones, the law of three. Now, this was part 6 of the great work. As above, so below. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks, guys.